Hello, and welcome to a special edition of WIT TV. I'm your host, Luke Jansma. Are you aware that the caucus is approaching? Do you even know what a caucus is? Well, I'm here to tell you exactly what the bleep a caucus is. Field reporter Gage Tunison is down at the Overlook Cafe investigating for answers about the caucus.
Hello, Gage Tunison for WIT TV here down at the WIT CC Overlook Cafe. I'm here to ask around about what exactly the bleep is a caucus. In your own words, could you tell me what the Iowa caucus is?
I have no idea what that is. No, I don't know what the Iowa caucus is.
Thanks, Gage. I guess that really drives home the fact that we need to discuss what the bleep a caucus is. Thankfully, Dr. Rhonda Briggs has lent us an explanation of exactly what a caucus is.
Iowa is lucky enough to be the first in the nation to have their caucuses, and a caucus is the most grassroots way to get your voice heard. When you vote in a primary, you go in and mark your secret ballot, and then you walk out. A caucus, you are literally straight face-to-face with your neighbors. You have a chance to defend your views, to try and sway people to your candidate, and it's probably one of the most personal forms of politics that goes on today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Briggs. Like she mentioned, a caucus is a political gathering in which party members choose candidates for election. At a caucus, participants may debate the candidates. In addition, the voting process itself is not conducted by secret ballot. Instead, caucus goers vote by raising hands or gathering in groups organized by preferred candidate. This event is a great way to express your political ideas and vouch for the candidate of your choice, as well as learn about other candidates and possibly form a new idea. The Iowa caucus in particular is important because it is the first major contest of the United States presidential primary season, and due to Iowa being considered a swing state, it's seen as a good telltale sign of how candidates will do in later contests. To explain more, Gage Tunison now joins us on set with Steve Warnstadt, the campus government relations specialist.
I'm joined now by Steve Warnstadt to discuss the caucus, the Iowa caucus, and events related to the caucus. Thanks for joining me, Steve.
Glad to be here.
So, to start things off, could you tell me about your first caucus and how that went?
Oh boy, my first caucus would have been 1988. I was at Drake University. I was a precinct captain for, at that point, Dick Gephardt. The interesting story there is we were told to expect about 50 to 60 people to attend that caucus. As the precinct captain, I had 40 people identified that showed up, but we had over 300 attend. So it was very much non-typical caucus process to have, about 5 times as many people show up as what was anticipated. So that was the most unique experience with the caucuses that I would have ever had. So,
and then, is there anything that you wish you would have known then that you do know now that you can share with students that might be participating in their first caucus?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what I would say in terms of what I would have liked to have known aside from the exact number of people. I thought I knew kind of what was going to go on, and in the grand scheme of things, I think I did. I think one of the most important things that people need to know as they go into a caucus, realistically, is that the caucus is really designed as a party building activity. The true function of a caucus is actually to elect delegates to the county convention, and then from there to the state, and eventually to the national convention. It just so happens that we've utilized these caucuses to break down preference groups for presidential candidates. So one of the important things that people should keep in mind, especially younger folks, is that as they show up to a caucus, that they have an opportunity to serve as a delegate to the county convention, a state convention, and potentially even the national convention. And so sticking around for the whole process is an important part of the activity, not just siding with one presidential candidate or another.
Okay. And considering we live in the state of Iowa, can you talk a little bit about why that's such a big deal this time of year?
Well, obviously the biggest issue is that this really narrows down, especially on the Democratic side this year, it narrows down the presidential field. Candidates, we've had over 24 candidates on the Democratic side show up, campaign across Iowa. It's been a great opportunity for people to literally interact with people who could be the next president of the United States. And what Iowa really does is narrow the field very, very quick. So there will probably be 4 or 5 people that will come out of Iowa on the Democratic side, go on to New Hampshire and have a chance of eventually becoming the president. So the neat thing is it is a face-to-face, person-to-person opportunity to help at least winnow the field. And it's a great responsibility that Iowans have and that historically have taken very seriously.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with students, whether this is their first or like 15th caucus?
Well, probably not their 15th, given they only happen every other year, and the presidentials happen every 4. But the big thing is to listen and learn it and be active, participate in them. It should not be an intimidating process. I think both parties are going to be anxious to have young people get involved. People want that energy to be involved in these campaigns. So the biggest thing is literally to show up and learn from the experience and get the opportunity to interact with other people who are in the political field and make some connections and enjoy the experience.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We're going to throw it back now to Luke Jansma to close us out for the special. Thank you for joining us.
We hope this piece served as an educational opportunity for everyone, and we encourage you to participate in the caucus this election season. Thank you for joining us, and please remember, your vote this November is just as important as everyone else's.